everyone, welcome to Ruthie's Pretty Things. Today we're going to go through chapter 3 and 4 of Breaking Free. As you can see, I'm by myself today. My mom isn't here, but she promises to be back soon, and I will welcome that for sure, as I'm sure you will too. Hopefully you're not too bored with just me. Anyways, actually my mom had a good idea about maybe going through the discussion questions in the back for each chapter. I think it'll kind of help us stay focused, and it hits on a lot of points that we would talk about anyways. And also it kind of gives you a guide if you want to ask any or answer any of the questions yourself and give input. It kind of gives you a guide for that, and I think that might be a little easier. So I didn't hear anything back about chapters, so we're going to continue with the 2 chapters a week and go from there. What I am going to do, though, is record 1 chapter at a time, because I had a really hard time for some reason uploading these videos to YouTube. And so I think it'll be easier for me, because I had to break the last one up into 3, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn this new program. So anyways, I'm going to do it this way because I think it'll be easier for me, and I'll be able to get them up in a more timely manner on Monday mornings. All right, so let's go ahead and start with chapter 3, to know God and believe Him. These next 2 chapters were really kind of like, woof, there was a lot in there that was kind of revelatory for me. I wanted to talk about just really quick our last session and the topics, and kind of starting to identify things that are holding me captive, and you guys. I had talked about, anyway, something really cool happened, and God's already answering prayers and my prayer about this book and becoming free. But I was talking about with a friend of mine about how, that thing I was telling you about, how I felt closer to the Lord when I was only working 2 hours a day, and now I'm working at church. And you know what? The Lord totally revealed truth to me through that discussion with my friend and talking to her about this, which is so cool, because honestly, that has held me captive for a long time. Sometimes it's other topics, it's other things that make me feel that way, and I'm always trying to figure out what it is. And the Lord revealed to me, I believe that it wasn't what I'm doing or how I'm serving or where I'm serving. It's connecting. It's the connecting part of to what God is doing in every situation. No matter where I'm at, I need to be looking for those God moments, and that's what I have been lacking. I've been doing, no matter what I was doing, I'm doing the job, and I'm doing it to the best of my ability to glorify God even, but I wasn't looking for the connecting, the important things. I don't want to call it busy work, but I was so involved in getting the job done, and no matter what it was, I wasn't connecting. And those things that I was missing, feeling like, I was closer to the Lord, it wasn't that. It was that I was connecting to those moments. I was looking for them. I was seeing them when they happened, looking through God's eyes, hearing with His ears, loving with His heart, and connecting to people, moments, and all those things. So that is already some freedom there. And you've got to do the work, of course. I've got to be praying and saying, Lord, help me to see, all those things. But so that was just really a revelation for me, and it's a step in the right direction. It's a step to freedom. I'm super excited about that. So hopefully that helps someone. And if you have anything to share that God's already kind of showing you through this study already, I would love to hear what that is. I guess you could either, I didn't realize that the videos on Facebook would just show right there. So you can write comments on the Facebook like Allison did. Thank you, Allison. Or you can do it at the YouTube channel itself, or you can do it on the blog. Whatever. And there's a way to get there through all my steps. So if you want to check other parts and see if anyone's commented, you can. But so far nobody has, so don't worry about it. Anyways, just want to make it available. So chapter 3, to know God and believe him. And the first discussion question is, are you experiencing the benefits of your covenant relationship with God through Christ? And I'll just remind you what those were. Number 1 was to know God and to believe him, to glorify God, to find satisfaction in God, to experience God's peace, to enjoy God's presence. So are we experiencing all those things? And I can say I probably don't do that all at one time. I can say that I have experienced each one of these things, and the goal is to live in each one of these all the time. And so that's not easy for sure, but it's what we're looking to do to move forward and to live most of the time even as an improvement, right? So are you experiencing the benefits of your covenant relationship with God through Christ? And I could say yes, but I can be experiencing those benefits on a more regular basis. Number 2, what has contributed most to your level of trust in God? For me, that's an easy one. It is all the times God has proven faithful to me in my life and my family's life, and it's all those little things that God puts together for us, and even for our benefit, even if we don't realize it at the time. And all those little faith moments and those little things that God does, and even big things that God does, once again, we need to acknowledge that it is God behind those things. And then also, that's what builds faith in God himself. And he's so awesome and faithful to give us those things to lean back on. And I just want to encourage you to look back. I remember things as young. I don't even know how old I was, young elementary school. And I remember one time we prayed for groceries. We needed groceries, and we went and opened the door, and literally there were bags and bags of groceries on our porch with it's just amazing. And even seeing things in other people's lives, from things like that aren't really little, but they are little moments that could pass where you would say, oh, well, isn't that something? Now I have milk, and not acknowledging and glorifying God for those things. So I think all those things contribute to the level of trust that I have in God. So I'd love to hear yours. Number 3, what gives you the most problem when it comes to believing God? And for me, it is obviously my humanity. Just being human. I still think, it's myself. That's the answer. Sometimes we don't believe because we just have these fleeting moments of, really, is this real? We believe in heaven, streets of gold, no crime, we're going to live with Jesus. I do believe it, but there are moments when I'm just standing in my own way. I don't believe God ever stands in our way. It's always ourselves. And so I think identifying those weak times, those weak moments, I know sometimes when I'm just tired and I haven't gotten enough rest, and it can be a physical thing that leads me to having a problem believing in God. It can be my own insecurity that I may believe, but I don't believe in myself, which is kind of saying you don't believe in God because he's telling you can do it. So it can be so many ways, but just look at those things in your life and in yourself and try to identify them and pray about them and ask God to reveal them to you. He will. He's so great about that, and he will walk you through it, and he'll help you conquer it, and you will be victorious. I believe that in Jesus' name. So number 4, what practical steps could you take to increase your trust in God? I think just stepping forward. When you're not sure of what is going to come, but you're supposed to move. And that will increase your trust in God. I think hearing other people's stories, I love testimonies in church because it helps other people, first of all, feel like, oh, I'm not the only one. And next, it is it's a testimony of God and what he's done. And I think hearing those things Write down the ways God has revealed himself to you. I mean, all these things are going to increase your trust in God. And pray, read the Bible. There's so many ways that God shows himself in circumstances. That's what the Bible is. And just, those are my things. That's what I'm going to be doing. So if you have any other ideas, I just would love for you to write them here, and how you're taking steps forward in increasing your trust in God. So that's it for chapter 3. I did want to I wanted to read this. I have written down some of my stuff, not all of it. I hope you guys are doing way better than me, but I am doing it. I'm going to do it all too. But captivity, the definition in the book that we're using for captivity, I just want to highlight that. A Christian is held captive by anything that hinders the abundant and effective is key, spirit-filled life God planned for him or her. And that's what this is all about, right? Identifying those things so that we are not held captive and that we are living in freedom. So, all right. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.